Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Here are the executive offices, truly in the corner of Chaos Corner. We're doing a live watch-along from February, Valentine's time of 1986 on the old WWF Old School on the network. We're at the Boston Gardens, here with your old buddy, the GOC. We're in the main event of Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, in a steel cage. This is a new project. We've done this in segments. This is what we're going to start doing, giving you live retro reviews here from Chaos Corner. Follow me on all social media platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, obviously on Gab, Rumble, Parler, and Gitter, and here on the YouTube channel. Sit back and relax. On the call is Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura. Again, we're at the Boston Gardens, live to tape from Chaos Corner on a new venture here, doing retro reviews in segments. And we'll be anywhere from 15 minutes to 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We'll put them up on YouTube. You guys could like, subscribe, share this. As I said, leave a comment, and a much more relaxed Guardian of Chaos kicking back here in the executive branch, and the big boy, the easy, lazy boy, as I watch on the big screen. We'll cover all the groups and all the classic retro reviews from the WCW, World Class, the NWA, ECW, the WWE, the WWF. We'll even go with some current ones. There's over 100, coming up on 100 Chaos Corner podcasts and on 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel. So sit back as Roddy Piper enters the steel cage in the Boston Garden to go against the living legend, Bruno Sammartino. I'm going to bounce off all the other social media platforms and come back here, Chaos Corner, retro review, in the executive branch of Chaos Corner. Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Valentine's 1986 from the Boston Garden. Don't you dare miss it. In the comfort of the executive branch of Chaos Corner, Piper comes in first at the Boston Garden in a steel cage. This was a classic matchup. We just came out of Don Morocco and Ricky Steamboat match, a martial arts match. Hopefully we won't get cut off. We've had some technical issues here. You thought it was bad down in the bunker. Even here at Chaos Corner in the executive branch. And here comes the living legend, Bruno Sammartino. Still here in 86. Looks tremendous. Go back and watch this, and you can listen to my commentary and feedback as we watch this. The cage is closed, and as soon as we get in there, Bruno attacks Piper immediately in the cage, all over Piper. Head first, ramming him from pillar to post. This was unbelievable. Listen to the crowd. That's what I want you to do. Jam to the rafters. Here on the Retro Review, fans, this is fun for me. I hope it's fun for you, because I couldn't do it and wouldn't do it without you. We'll be adjusting the cameras, moving around to different locations. Bruno with the rights to the pond zone, to the cranium, to the jib. Head first, Piper goes into the steel cage. Let me sit back and relax as Bruno just attacked him right from the rip. Piper is busted open already, blood gushing out of his face. We're here less than 5 minutes into the steel cage match. The main event here on Chaos Corner. The retro review, the live watch-along. He's trying to take the shirt off of Piper and choke him out and stuff it down his throat. Bruno was truly full of piss and vinegar on this. Look at Bruno going to town, trying to actually stuff something down Piper's trunks. This is just an old-fashioned brawl as Bruno just literally is ripping that shirt off of Piper, choking him out with the Piper bleeding profusely. Both men wearing blue trunks. Unless you go back on the retro review and really watch these on the network or on YouTube or here on the reviews, you forget. Bruno with the trademark boot to the top of the head. Off the ropes, stomp to the forehead. Everything was sold the right way. The ring psychology, the story, the crowd, and how they were truly into it. I don't want to say kayfabe was still alive, but it was still being played out. As Gorilla said, blood everywhere. Bruno spat on on Piper in this one. Remember, this had come to a boil at this point in February of 86, where between WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2 here in February of 86. I was in my mid-20s at this point. Was lucky enough years later, 20 years later, to work with Bruno, take over his spot and commissioner. Unbelievable history. I'm getting goosebumps. As Piper with a low blow to the living legend. Gorilla, he wasn't almost out the door. He was on the second rope of the cage. The classic steel cage at Boston Garden. Piper bleeding. You can see the blood on the canvas. Bruno really taking that low blow and selling it high. Piper hard, selling it hard. Piper to his feet, bleeding profusely. If you go back and watch this on the network. On the Peacock, if you want to. That's what you get here, entertainment. And now here's Piper taking over on Bruno, who's prone in the middle of the ring. This was one heck of a feud, if you remember back at this point. Here in the comfort of Chaos Corner. Listen, I know I look kicked back and laid back. I get it. The camera puts 20 pounds on you. But this is the new angle in the recliner. What do you want me to tell you? Again, Bruno really selling this low blow as Piper repeatedly stomps him. This is a brawl. The fans behind Bruno at this point, remember the huge Italian population in Boston Gardens at this point. In the background, you could see the board, the scoreboard lighting up as they flash Bruno. I remember back in the day being in the Coliseum in Hartford Civic Center when they would do that back in the 80s. Really brings back the memories, come flooding back to you, watching the retro review in this time era. Again, I wasn't 8, 9, 10 years old here. I was in my early and middle 20s, already exposed to the business. As Piper rains down fists on Bruno here in the Boston Garden, February 1986, Valentine's time. Valentine's Day 2022. Look, Piper's trying to get out the cage. He's got the door open, but Bruno's all over him now. You got to shut the door, ref. Door is closed. Piper and Sammartino on their knees, slugging it out. Bruno, for the first time, head first into the cage by Piper. Piper going for the door. Wow, the comfort here in the executive room of Chaos Corner. This could be the new deal here. Retro Review, Chaos Corner, the GOC, coming to you live to tape on Valentine's Day. What did you do with your amour? Look, Piper's on the top here in Boston Garden, on the top of the cage. No covering, regular cage. Bruno dragging him back in. Stay with me, fans. Don't go anywhere. We're almost done with this retro review from February 1986 in the Boston Garden. Main event time, Piper and Sammartino. It's been a great card. Everyone from the Hart Foundation, to Hillbilly Jim, to Big John Studd, to the Killer Bees, Don Morocco, Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man Randy Savage. It's been an unbelievable card. Now Piper and Sammartino in the main event. Gorilla and Jesse on the call. Bruno got to the door. Piper tackled him. Again, the crowds, the moves, everything that was sold. The storytelling. Simple, selling it, keeping it simple. Piper's almost out the door. Bruno dragging him back. Steel cage match. Main event. Piper's trunks are down. You actually see his ass cheeks. This was something back in the day. Bruno standing over him. Piper's ass. Bruno with the boots to the head. Bouncing off the ropes. Taking over. Piper's still fighting with his ass hanging out. Head first into the cage. He took the Brody face first. Bruno said, I'm going out. Open up the cage. Oh, Piper got him. Tossed him to the canvas. Piper still got half his ass hanging out. Talk about plumber's butt. Piper taking over on Bruno now, laying down the right fists on the dome piece of Bruno. Now he's standing above Bruno's prone body, stomping down, knee drops to the head. They're right by the cage. Now he's biting him. He's actually biting Bruno. Bruno's busted open now. Here we go. Both men are bleeding. And now Piper spat on Bruno. His asshole. I don't want to say that. His ass is still hanging out. Part 2 here of the Piper Sammartino coverage here in Chaos Corner. Retro review. Giving Bruno the old... Wait, why wouldn't you go to the door? He's trying to go over the top, Piper. Bruno's up. Oh, Bruno low blow to Piper, it looks like. Yes, he did. Piper's turning around like a tuna, being pulled out of the boat, floundering. He's really selling that low blow. Bruno got the door open. Piper's not even close to Bruno. Bruno's right at the cage here in Boston Garden, February '86. Bruno's on his way out. Piper's trying to grab the leg. Bruno's halfway out. Sammartino's hanging on. Piper. Bruno grabbed a chair. A wooden chair. Bangs Piper in the head. Bang! Piper's down. Bruno slides out. The living legend's out. Sammartino's out. Bruno wins the main event. Bruno using the wooden chair. And Piper's ass is still hanging out in the ring in the cage. What a match. This is how you tell it. Bruno wins the steel cage. Go back and watch this on the Retro Review, fan. Thanks for being here. Let's get the official word here. Piper Sammartino in the cage. Let's get the official word. Piper slamming the wooden chair in the middle of the cage. Well, here's the replay. Sammartino pulled a wooden chair out from under the ring as he's laying there, trying to halfway in and out of the cage, takes it, bang, right over Piper's head. Misses with the first shot, got him with the second. Piper falls back, and Bruno just slides out of the cage. And he's out. Former champion, the living legend. This has been a lot of fun. Boston Garden, February '86, here in 2022-86. Chaos Corner, live to tape. Don't you dare miss it. We'll be back.